Welcome back, everybody. Betty Public Sports Show. I'm your beloved host, Fame Rothstein. You know the AKs, aka Michael Snackson, aka Bay O Wolf, aka Malcolm Excellence, aka Hacksaw Jim Thuggin, aka Blammy Davis Jr. I'm sitting here with a fellow member of the Republic of Cincinnati, uh, father of two boys playing baseball. You know, we like to talk about that on this show. Young black men, young men, young athletes anyway, but especially young black men playing baseball. I present to you no other than the incomparable Ben Thomas. How you doing today, Mr. Thomas?
I'm great, Fame. Thank you for the introduction. That's pretty nice of you, sir.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming with us. All right, now you're here from the Republic of Cincinnati. You're probably somewhere around me. It's just we're just on Zoom. But you're in your what, 40s, 50s?
Yeah, so I'll be 47 next Monday. This Monday coming up, March 18th.
Okay, you got two young men. What are their names?
AJ Thomas and Ryan Thomas. AJ's my 15-year-old. He's a freshman, and Ryan's my 14-year-old. He's an eighth grader.
Okay. Now we were talking earlier the other day. You said that you kind of started off in as far as your own high school. You started off in like Cincinnati Public at Woodward.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Now,
sir.
now, see that we know locally that's a hoop school. So what got you in the or did your love of baseball start your kids in baseball?
Yeah, my love of baseball was my first love. I mean, that's the first sport I fell in love with. Back in the 80s, baseball
Mm-hmm.
was the number one sport. If you didn't
Mm-hmm.
play baseball, you weren't nobody, you know?
Absolutely.
So that's what got me into baseball initially. I'm a baseball nerd. I have been ever since I've been 5 years old. So,
Oh, okay, okay. Ever since you've been five, did you play high school or beyond?
excuse me?
Did you play in high school? Did you play high school baseball or college or minors or anything?
Yeah, I played high school. I played Woodward for a couple years and
Mhm.
Purcell Marion.
Oh, that's right, Purcell Marion, Greater Catholic League. Okay. Um, so what got your boys into baseball?
Me. So I kind of like to give my kids, you know, a chance to make their own decisions, but they didn't have any decisions. They were going to play baseball.
Okay, okay. You're sliding off the screen just a little bit. Come back to your
Hey,
right.
I'm
There
sorry,
you go.
sir.
Okay, there you go. There you go. So you say that again. You how'd they get started in baseball?
They had no choice. I was going to make them play baseball.
Oh, you had no choice. What time? What age did you start them in?
Well, I mean, my thing was I was going to make their toys. Their toys were all sports related toys.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they've been swinging the big red plastic bat with the white ball ever since they could stand up, both
Mm-hmm.
of them. So,
Oh, okay, okay. So, okay, you say you got a 15-year-old. He's in high school, right?
yes, sir.
And he goes to St. Xavier. That's one of the more expensive schools around the city. From my understanding, the tuition there is more than the public college, the University of Cincinnati. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty pricey. I will say that.
Okay, so he plays summer ball on a travel team.
Yes, sir. Both of my boys plays for the Cincinnati Sticks organization.
Cincinnati Sticks. Okay, so I mean, what's that like for you? First of all, what's that like for them? How much do they enjoy it? Playing the game in general and for their teams.
Um, they love the game. They love the travel. They love going out of town, hanging out at the hotels with their teammates. They love all of it. Playing on the nice fields. They really get into it.
Oh, okay, okay. And what your 15-year-old? He's playing junior varsity. Is that right? Or is he a freshman?
He's a freshman. He's a
Oh, he's a
freshman.
freshman. Okay, that's what's up. Okay, so tell us about your since they both play summer ball. Tell me about your summer experience. I mean, uh, what do you like, dislike, anything like that about it?
Okay, so my summer experience, I kind of lucked up because the community I was in, it's a bunch of baseball guys
Mm-hmm.
with baseball kids. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have to travel. These were the same kids we were going to school with on the same team. So we kind of lucked out with that part for
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Now I gotta ask you this now. Uh, just based on summer based, especially travel ball in general. But how many other do your sons have black teammates?
Funny you said that.
Okay.
Funny you said that, Fame. This is the first year that we had a black teammate in summer ball. First year, and we've been playing since 8U. So
Since
7 years.
8U, so since
Yep.
7 8U, they've been playing, pretty high level baseball for that age group, and this is their first year, 6 years,
First,
7 years having a teammate, a black
yes,
teammate.
sir. Yep.
Oh wow. Okay, so what was their reaction to when they finally met one on the team?
Well, I mean, I don't think they thought too much of it. I
Mhm.
was more excited than they were about the whole situation, having another brother, because I haven't seen no brothers also. So it was good. I think I was more excited than my son was.
Oh wow. So what do you mean by you were more excited and whatnot? Explain that
Well,
more.
because I mean, I've always thought that, as the dad, as a black dad, I'm like, wow, man, it would be nice to have another brother around,
Mhm.
and it just hasn't got to that point. And when it did, it kind of shocked me, and I was pretty happy and excited about it.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so you said it was no big deal to them. They were okay. Either way, I guess.
Yeah. Either way, I think they were okay. They was just there to play ball. You know what I mean? So that's all they were concerned with.
Good, good, good. Okay, so how's the with two boys in there? I mean, what are we talking on average? For the summer total. With two boys in it, probably what 8 to 10 grand total.
Yeah, we're sitting about 6.5. So the good thing about my older son's team, we really fundraise. So
Hmm.
we brought the price down almost $1,000
Wow.
just from fundraising.
Hmm.
So that really helps. That took about if we didn't fundraise like that, you're right. We're looking about 8 to 10 stacks for the summer for 6 months.
Jeez.
Less well, six. It's more than 6 months because you got training throughout the year and everything. All that cost goes into it. But yeah, so
Okay, so if I remember right, didn't you tell me probably about a year ago you said you guys played in a summer tournament against one of the Teen Moms girls or whatever from
yes,
MTV?
yes, yeah.
Do you remember which one? Or are you allowed to say or
Yeah, I can say it was. Well, I forgot. I don't know her name, but I know her son's name.
okay.
Her son name was Bentley. She's a very popular one of those girls. I don't really get into all that,
Okay.
but the moms went crazy. They was acting like she was a celebrity, and I didn't have time for it.
Right, right. I got you. You just okay. Uh, Speaking of celebrities, now I'm sure you saw it over the winter. Woman from Who's the Boss and a couple TV shows and the movie Commando, Alyssa Milano, fairly decent actress for our age. She had a GoFundMe to raise money for her 12U son to play in that famous Cooperstown tournament. She raised like 10 grand really quickly. Just gotta get your thoughts on that. Like since you mentioned fundraising.
Um, so our fundraising doesn't really. We don't do a GoFundMe. Like we actually get out here and work. You know what I mean? We
Mm-hmm.
do a booze basket. We do Super Bowl squares. We do March Madness brackets, and we have a party.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not begging people to go fund us for a trip or for my son's fees. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a bad look. You know, if she was trying to teach her son something, she could have taught him how to get out and work and get something done.
Oh
You
wow.
know, own money.
Right.
Like if you're really trying to teach him that lesson. I think that's what you should do. That's a better way to do it.
Instead of crowdfunding.
Yeah, that's wild to me. That's
I
wild.
Same here. I thought that was a little bit bizarre that especially a woman who's worth what 10 million, I believe. Ask him. I'm not saying that she's got to pay for the whole trip, but I just thought that was bizarre. Somebody worth 10 million asking for fundraisers,
Right.
crowdfunding.
Hey, so we had an opportunity to go to Cooperstown. I passed it up. It was only like 5 bands,
Mhm.
so I don't understand why she need $5,000 for a multimillionaire. That's wild.
Exactly. Exactly. So tell us, how's the for your teams, either one, your 13 U or 15 U, how does their season start? I mean, start from tryouts till the last tournament of the year.
All right, yeah. So we'll start the last tournament of the year. They give us a couple weeks off, and then the tryouts process starts, and
Mm-hmm.
that's usually late July,
Mm-hmm.
early August. You'll start having tryouts for the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Once the team gets established, we'll start practicing. We'll have a few practices, and then we'll start playing fall ball.
Uh-huh.
We'll play about 10 to 12 games in the fall ball. Nothing serious. Some kids are missing because of football. The kids we got, we're gonna roll with them.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. We're just trying to get some reps.
Absolutely.
So once fall ball ends, which is about, I would say, a couple weeks before Halloween, they give us another 2 to 3 weeks off, and then we start our indoor work.
Okay.
All right, that's for my younger son. This is my first year dealing with high school, so I'm just learning the processes that they're going through.
Right.
All right,
Right.
but yeah, so with my younger son, and we'll do indoor work. We'll go once a week, all of December, January, February, and then as soon as we can get outside, we'll get outside and start practicing.
Oh, okay. And then what? So then I guess for your 13 U, they probably started playing games already, haven't they?
Right. So well, he's 14, by the
14 U,
way.
I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah. So he had a doubleheader last week, and then they had a tournament. No, he had a doubleheader 2 weeks ago. The tournament last weekend got rained out. So, but we got a tournament going on this weekend.
Okay, and so for your older son, the high school freshman, have they started any high school games yet?
Tomorrow will be his first scrimmage.
Oh, okay, okay. What position does he play?
He plays center field.
But are both outfielders?
They're both center fielders. My youngest still pitches. My oldest, he's reluctant to pitch.
Oh, okay. Now that's a big topic of discussion amongst a lot of black players that they're not getting the chance to uh, play in the infield. They only want to their coaches immediately put them in the outfield. Is that something that you experienced, or did you want your kids to play outfield?
I, I I'm sorry. I wanted my kids to play outfield, man. Because at one point in time, I was an infielder. Took a couple nasty hops. I was like, I'm done with that, man.
Okay.
I could go out to the outfield, see the ball coming. I got time. I ain't taking no nasty hops. And once I seen my boys, I coached my boys at a young age. So once I seen them play the infield and they didn't want to put their body on the line, like you
Mm-hmm.
have to play the infield, I moved their ass out to the outfield, So
Right, right. Okay. Well, let me ask you this: as a dad, just give me your take on the current state of young black men playing baseball.
um I think it's good. Especially in the South. The South has numbers. The baseball is good down there. We played in Georgia, and I'm always delighted to see these super athletic brothers down there playing baseball. It's a
Mm-hmm.
real good sight. It's not like it is up here in Cincinnati where the numbers are really down. They're,
Absolutely.
they're really down. Like I said, we went 7 years without having another brother teammate
Mm-hmm.
at the top level. So the numbers are down. But in general, I think it's thriving, especially in the communities where we have numbers: Georgia, Florida, Texas, California. The balls they play strong, good ball out there. We play some
Yes.
of those. So
Yes, I've seen that, and seen some of their posts on social media, and I'm like, damn, they got a whole team of, travel ball black kids, and it's not RBI. You know what I mean? It was like kind of, interesting to see that. Let me ask you a few. Just give me your take on these couple three quotes from major leaguers or former major leaguers. Uh, because if you're talking about the lack of numbers of black players in the majors and whatnot, they were saying it starts at the youth. The youth numbers are falling away. So Ken Griffey Jr., you know him,
Yep.
former Cincinnati and whatnot, greatest one of the greatest players of all time. He said that the reason is somebody in your household has to like baseball. What do you think of that?
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. I think baseball is a passed down sport
Mm-hmm.
that you play with your dad, and it's a real thinking man sport. So there's a lot of things you need to know about the game that just playing that you're not going to find out. You do need
Absolutely.
somebody to teach you and pass on the knowledge to you. I can agree with that statement.
There you go. Okay, well, let's go to the next one. Then there's Corey Hunter. Used to be an outfielder for a long time for the California Angels, Minnesota Twins, uh, maybe even Detroit at some point. But I know he played for the Twins and California
Great,
Angels. Say what?
great ball player.
Oh, there you go. Exactly. So you know who I'm talking about. He said um, one of the reasons young blacks don't play baseball is we can because our natural athletic abilities are almost useless in baseball. You first thing you got to do because I guess he was saying because it's a skill sport, you got to learn how to hit first. So running fast and everything, jumping high and things like that means nothing in baseball. What do you think of that?
I don't, I can't go with that argument, man,
Okay, go ahead.
because if that's the case, why is these young Dominicans doing it? You know what I mean? And they out here killing it. They
Hmm.
out here killing it. To me, I think the Dominicans run the sport.
Okay,
They sport.
right.
So if they can out here and do it and make a living, good money and everything, there's no reason why we can't do that. There's no
Indeed.
reason.
I agree. I agree. Okay, one last one. One guy, former Cincinnati Red, NFL player as well, Hall of Famer, Deion Sanders. He said it in no uncertain terms. He said the reason why young black men ain't playing baseball is because when they get to high school, ain't no sisters clapping for them at the games. You're laughing. What do you say about that?
Those are facts. Those, those are facts. Those are facts. Like even when I was in high school, hey, it was only parents at the games. A couple dudes had a girlfriend here and there, but girls weren't messing with baseball like that. You know?
So okay, so baseball just ain't a sexy enough sport. You know the weather, especially around here. You know where the weather changes for the spring and whatnot, and just people rather do other stuff.
Yeah, they going to the park. They doing something, man. They ain't sitting baseball's long. You know, they ain't sitting 2.5, 3 hours to watch the game. You know,
Right, exactly.
especially not our level game. You know, who's going?
No, you're right. I agree. I totally agree. Let me ask you this. Again, folks, I'm sitting here with Ben Thomas, a local dad who's got two sons playing travel ball, one in high school, entering his or he's playing in his freshman year. But they both play that travel balls. Give a first year dad some advice as his son enters travel ball.
Okay, so if this is your first year, you want to research the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, go through their game changers. Look how they use their pitchers.
Uh-huh.
Look how just go through their lineup and see how they look. You know, because you want to go to a coach that you feel comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to do the right thing by your kids. You know, so that's first. That's important, very important. Then I would say, man, the coaches, and if you're thinking about going to the team, do a little recruiting. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
go to a game without them knowing. You know, watch how they get down, how the kids are, and everything, and just do some research. You know, don't just go all in it willy nilly. You know, do some research. I was fortunate to, like I told you, our travel team was all the kids that went to our school already. So we
Hmm.
were fortunate. We didn't have to go look or anything. You know, it's not like that with most people. Most people are just jumping in,
Hold on,
looking
you're
to
going
see.
out of the screen, chap. You're going out of the screen.
Okay,
Okay, there you go.
well, sorry. Most people are jumping in without any information or any knowledge, and you can lose a year of ball basically just
Mm,
from bad coaching and bad situations. You can lose a year easily.
mm. And that's pretty detrimental to a baseball player losing that year.
Yes, another thing, you want to focus on the practice to game ratio.
Ooh,
So you
explain
want
that.
so you don't want to go to a team that's all about winning tournaments when you first start off. That's not what you want to do. That's as you progress and get better if you're new to travel ball. All right.
Hmm.
So you want to go to a coach that's talking about development, and you develop through practice. It's hard to develop and get better when you're trying to win the tournament on the weekend, you know?
Indeed.
So you want to focus on development, and a coach that preaches development, you really want to go with that.
Okay. Okay. So now you guys your summer team anyway, they got a we got they got a complex they go at, right? CBC, is that right?
No, we don't go to CBC, but we do have a complex. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So is that a part of the use of that and whatnot and coaching and that? Is that a part of the fees?
Yes, that is a part of the fees.
Oh, okay, good, good. Okay, well, all right, man. This has been interesting. You got anything you want to let people know or talk about or whatever? I'll tell you what. Before you get into that, let me ask you this: game changer. Are you one of those game changer Nazis?
No, no. But I am on the game changer committee
Okay.
because we have a guy that's really good, and he'll ask a panel of three dads if it was a hit. What do we think it was error? What should I do right here? Because
Right.
he trusts our opinion and he values our opinion on it. So
Okay.
I am a part of the game changer committee. My younger son, it's a mom that does it, and she be letting stuff slide, and I just turn the other way, you know,
Okay.
because it's really competitive at my house, and we're looking at game changers. They're talking back and forth, and then my oldest son always says, he's like, "Well, y'all game changer ain't serious, so you get hits when you ain't supposed to get hit, so we can't really compare the stats." And he ain't wrong sometimes, so
I get
that
that.
gets on my nerve a little bit. Everybody gets hits. You don't want to get nobody errors.
Uh huh.
That's too old for that. You know.
Right now, it's based on the Cincinnati market. I know it's rare that y'all your two sons on two different teams play on the same tournament, the same weekend. So like, how do y'all delegate that? You and your wife, like, do you go to one that might be struggling, need a lift, or how do y'all delegate that?
We usually go back and forth. So we travel. We travel. Both boys travel.
Hmm.
One weekend where the wife will go on a traveling trip, I'll stay home with the other one. The next weekend, if he's out of town, vice versa, and we go back and forth and travel. There's a couple of places I don't like going, and I make her go. So
I got you. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. You got anything else you want to tell us about the summer experience? Being a black dad in a predominantly, especially in this area, it's got to like I said, as an umpire, I go a week, I can go a whole weekend and won't see a black kid at all.
yeah,
Maybe one sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
So you got anything you want to say?
Right. Well, when you get into that type of situation, you just always got to remember it's all about your kid. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? If he's having fun, learning, getting better, that's what it's about. I mean, we in Cincinnati, we've been experiencing this our whole life. It's a
Mhm.
segregated city. This ain't nothing new. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm just here for my kid. Um, my thing is, before you complain about the price and think travel ball prices you out, take control of the situation by fundraising.
Mm.
Because my older son's team, there's a bunch of the fluid people that little money isn't going to mean anything, but they fundraise their ass off. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
our fees are next to nothing, you know, and they got the money. So don't think you don't have the money. And if you have to, take control of the fundraising yourself,
Okay.
you know, start a committee, you know, get it going. And you can easily take, you know, 30 to 40% off by just fundraising.
Indeed. Absolutely. Okay. Now, last question. And if you answer this wrong, I'll never speak to you again.
Ooh,
Okay.
ooh, fame. No.
Yes, yes, yes. Because this is a very serious question to me.
Okay.
Uh, as a dad, you're watching the games. What's your favorite sunflower seeds?
I'm gonna go with the David's original barbecue, bro.
Oh, barbecue?
The barbecue.
Yeah, he ain't come back on this show.
Oh man.
No, no. You said Davis. I thought you was gonna say original, but he threw
No,
that
you gotta
barbecue
go
in.
with the
It's like, nah,
barbecue, man. You
no,
gotta go with the barbecue, bro.
no, no. You're too
Oh man.
old for that. That's some 25-year-old stuff. You're almost 50 out
No,
here. And
they
you're eating
came out
barbecue
when we
sunflower seeds.
hey, they came out when we were still doing seeds, the barbecue, I promise you.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna give you a pass because you're local. You're a homie. But if you ever do that again, if I ump y'all game and you offer me some barbecue seeds, you getting it. You know what I'm saying? But no, but yeah. Once again, folks, that's Mr. Ben Thomas. They said local Cincinnati and got a couple sons excelling in baseball, especially in travel ball. We want to thank him for his time and whatnot, and we'll be back soon with more interviews from parents and players. You know how we like to do it, like we've been doing for the past couple years here, folks. But once again, thanks, Mr. Thomas, and I'll probably see you somewhere on the diamond here soon, buddy.
All right, thank you, Fame. Have a good season, bro.
All right, Chief. Be well.